how to replace a J-bend. A lot of times you'll have an old P-trap and the J-bend will start leaking. Now you always want to just replace the whole P-trap, but sometimes the wall elbow is encased in the wall. So the best thing you can do is replace this old J-bend. Now you want to find the proper replacement. In this case, we just have a bunch of 1.25" ABS fittings. This is not right, so we need to replace it with the proper 1.25" J-bend. So to get the old one off, there are 2 nuts that'll hold it in place. When you undo this wall tube nut, there'll be water in there, so you want to put a container to catch any drips. You don't need to shut off the water to do this. Doesn't matter which nut you loosen first. I'm just going to loosen the wall tube nut first. Move that off to the side. Now you might want to swivel this. This might make it easier for you. Now we can loosen this nut. Pull that assembly down. Alright, so now you're going to have your pop-up assembly and your wall tube just staying there. They're both stationary. Now we can get ready to slide in our new J-bend, but you want to make sure that it fits. So you slide it in. Okay, in this case, it fit, but sometimes it might be, the wall tube might be too far in or too far away, so sometimes you can pull this in or out. But if this is a chrome wall elbow that's leaded into a lead pipe, you can't do that. In this case, we have the freedom of moving it in and out. So I have it slided in place. Now I'm just going to lightly engage both nuts, making sure not to cross thread them. Sometimes this can be hard to do, but we have it in, and we're just going to tighten the nuts down. Sometimes it can be hard. In this case, I'm having a hard time, but there we go. Now it's starting to snug up. You don't want to force anything if you're having a hard time to screw it in. You might cross thread it, and when you cross thread it, you've ruined the whole part. Alright, I'm going to tighten both nuts at the same time. You can tighten whatever order you really want to. Should have everything's aligned properly. We can still align this even if it's still a little snug. Now you want to run water. If you run warm water, you always want to tighten these nuts a little bit more because that warm water will soften up the nuts and washers.